From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Wednesday morning. We continue to find ourselves in the midst of this very gloomy pattern. We're going to keep it overcast through tomorrow at least, but I would not be too shocked to see some more clouds as we head into the weekend. Highs going to stay cold in the 30s through Sunday to Monday, a little bit warmer for next week. And unfortunately, the forecast is just going to stay atypically dry for this time of the year. Right now, you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. You see some of those low-lying clouds, but the fog mainly staying up in the mountains, especially up in the Cascades for this morning. The rest of us are seeing pretty good visibility, but we're stuck under that cloud layer again. Temperatures out there, teens, 20s, and 30s. We're right at 32 for the Tri-Cities, 31 in Yakima, 27 degrees in Ellensburg. Here's your hourly forecast for this Wednesday for the Tri-Cities. More clouds all throughout the day of highs. Once again, that'll be stuck in the mid-30s. So once again, we'll be about 5 degrees colder than normal for this time of the year. Like I said, clouds going to stick around through tomorrow at least. I'll tell you why there's a slim possibility that maybe we could see some sunshine for Friday. Talk about that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, hundreds of protesters gathering in Richland to speak out against immigration enforcement and federal policies. Coming up, we'll see how the event unfolded and what sparked some heated conversations between participants and counter-protesters.
Plus an update on the hospital workers on strike in Yakima. We'll explain more on what's behind the dispute and how the hospital is handling patient care during this time.
And Benton County voters will soon be receiving your special election ballots. Coming up, we'll explain what's on them and how to make sure your vote counts. It's all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jade Elliott. It is Wednesday, January 21st, and a lot of news to get to as we make our way through the week.
That's right. We want to start in Richland. That's where a protest against President Trump and recent enforcement efforts by immigration and customs agents. It was held yesterday.
Yeah, so the demonstration was at John Dam Plaza, where part of the Free America Walkout, which is a nationwide movement with protests taking place across the country.
What do you have without Jesus? What do you have without Jesus? Oh, really? Tell me, what do you have? Who is he? Who is he to you? Because this world is broken.
The event began at 2 and was initially peaceful and quiet with about 200 people in attendance.
About 20 minutes later, a small group of roughly 5 counter-protesters arrived using a microphone and speaker. There were some back and forth arguments, but no violence was reported.
Now to the picket lines at the Multi-Care Yakima Memorial Hospital, where 170 technical workers are on strike for the 4th day now. And the hospital's parent company, Multi-Care, is speaking out. The company says the hospital is operating as normal. It's using temporary clinical staff to replace the workers on the picket lines. And the company says it can go as long as the strike lasts. Multi-Care says its proposals are offering market competitive wages and benefits to all employees, while striking union members say they've lost benefits instead.
This place is very difficult to work with. They're being unfair. They're not treating these people the way the employees here that need to be able to take care of their families. They're being unfair to them. They're cutting their benefit packages. They're cutting their wages in effect. And they're not agreeing to any substantial changes to their proposals over several months.
Multi-Care tells us the two groups have not met since the union sent its notice to strike. As the hospital spent time preparing for the work stoppage, the two groups are set to meet with a federal arbitrator on Friday.
Now to continuing coverage as outcry continues over a level 3 registered sex offender home, which is set to open at 8th and Edison in central Kennewick. In a story you'll only see here, our crews got a tour of a homeschool located right across the street from this proposed home. Take a look.
This is our classroom upstairs.
Rachel Sembrano lives across the street from 5304 West 8th Avenue, the home where sexually violent predators from McNeil Island in western Washington would live full-time.
I never would have thought we would be protesting in my driveway. You know, like, this is crazy.
For the last 5 years, Sembrano and her husband have homeschooled their 2 children in the 5th grade, including one who is autistic.
I mean, we have all the different crafts, we have games, we have books. They're really nervous to even go outside to check the mail now. So they're like, well, you're gonna have to check the mail. And when I tell my son, go take out the trash. Like, he's like, I'm doing that at dark. Are those people there yet?
She, along with dozens of neighbors, are speaking out, protesting, and praying that the home will not be used to house the offenders.
Pot shops can't be put up right here, you know, so this is worse than that.
She tells me her children also don't understand how a facility like this could be located so close to Edison Elementary, which is a half-mile away, a nearby church just blocks away, and now just 66 feet away from a homeschool.
It's the wrong place, and I believe in rehabilitation totally. I think they have a right, and everybody needs forgiveness, right? But there's a place.
And of course, it's a story we will continue to follow closely. Now at 5:05 to a fire watch. Around 10:45 Monday night, fire crews were called to a blaze at Aqua Tequillas on North 1st Street, a former Gasparetti's location. Take a look at the video from Yakima. It was Yakima Live on Facebook. Initial reports suggest the fire may have started in the ceiling area, possibly involving an HVAC unit. Fire burned throughout the night and into early morning hours, with some hot spots still smoldering after about 3:30 in the morning. Family members of the owner say the restaurant had just celebrated its 2-year anniversary and was remodeled about a year ago. Cause of the fire is still under investigation.
And travelers flying out of the Tri-Cities Airport, the Yakima Air Terminal, and elsewhere could soon pay more at TSA checkpoints. So starting February 1st, passengers without a real ID or acceptable identification will be required to use a new TSA identity verification option at a cost of $45. TSA says travelers can pay ahead of time online to avoid any delays. For example, Tri-Cities Airport strongly recommends passengers arrive with a real ID, either a passport or any other approved identification, and to allow extra time if you do not have one.
Turning now to Your Voice, Your Vote, where the special election is just around the corner, scheduled for February 10th.
In Benton County, ballots will start being mailed out tomorrow. And this morning, our Apple Valley News Now's Monique Garcia shares with us everything you need to know about the special election season and what exactly is on your ballot.
Benton County Auditor Brenda Chilton tells us the ballot should reach you within 2 to 3 days after being mailed out.
Chilton also says despite a lower voter turnout for the special election compared to the primary and general elections, she encourages people to get their vote out.
They're really the elections that are closest to them. It affects, where their children are going to school, those tax dollars that are being spent to fund education.
Chilton says several school levies are on the ballot, including ones for the Richland and Kennewick school districts. Interestingly, some Benton County voters will also see a levy for the Grandview School District, even though that district lies in Yakima County.
Very small number of voters that live right on the edge of the school district, and it's more convenient for their children to go to the Grandview School District, but they're actually voters who live in Benton County. And so we have an interlocal agreement of sorts to include those voters on our ballot and vice versa.
When it comes to returning your ballot, Chilton stresses the importance of how you sign it. It's one of the most critical steps to safeguard your vote.
Every ballot that is returned, we compare the signature on that ballot, the envelope, to the signatures that we have on file for that identified voter. If for any reason there's a discrepancy in the opinion of our trained staff, then we notify the voter and they're given an opportunity to cure that situation by acknowledging that they're the ones that signed that ballot.
To ensure your ballot counts, make sure your signature matches the one on your driver's license.
If you don't mail out your ballot by February 3rd, Chilton recommends using a drop-off box. Reporting in Kennewick, Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Monique. And we turn now to Sunnyside, where after a special meeting, the city manager position was once again in the spotlight.
Councilmember George Galvin motioned to extend the interim city manager's contract pending contract negotiations and approval by council, which was seconded by Councilmember Tom Dolan. During the debate period before a roll call for votes regarding the motion, Galvin made a statement on his pending motion.
I just want to make it very clear that my position today is not personal or political. This is about government accountability and legal responsibility as city council.
The motion then passed with a majority vote of 5-2.
But how long the contract will be extended hasn't been established yet, as it's pending contract negotiations and the City Council's approval.
And keep it here, because coming up next, Air Force One makes an unexpected U-turn. President Trump swaps planes ahead of a major world summit, and will break down his latest remarks on Greenland, looming tariffs on NATO allies, and the global response. It's all coming up in your national news after the break.
And giving you a live look outside this morning, this one from right here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. It is 10 minutes after 5 on this Wednesday. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will break down your first alert forecast.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became America's best-selling trucks. And we've kept that title every year since. Ford, the most awarded brand for initial quality among trucks by J.D. Power.
Life happens. Lucky for you, ICCU has a new kind of checking account that comes with benefits, including 24/7 telehealth.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
On it.
Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
Life moves fast. At Frechette Winery, we invite you to slow it down and savor the moment. Join us on Red Mountain for bold, flavorful red wines, a welcoming vibe, and experiences meant to be shared, from relaxed tastings to unforgettable wine and dinner events. Located just minutes from Benton City in West Richland, we're open daily, noon to 5. Come for the wine, stay for the warmth, experience the Frechette vibe. Great wine brings people together, and we'd love to welcome you to Frechette.
Check it out.
Win a free mini vacation to Schweitzer in the Apple Valley News Now Stay and Ski giveaway, where the grand prize is 2 nights lodging and 2 days skiing for 2 at Schweitzer. Enter on the contest page at applevalleynewsnow.com. From Schweitzer and Apple Valley News Now.
Pet owners know the struggle. Your best bud can track all sorts of gunk indoors. Now there's a simple solution. It's Muddy Mat, the anti-mud mat that keeps your dog's paws clean before they make a mess inside. Use Muddy Mat under your pet's food dish, in the bathroom, even catch spills in the kitchen. Call or go online to order your Muddy Mat right away. Through this introductory offer, order 2 and get 1 free for only $19.95 each.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became America's best-selling trucks. And we've kept that title every year since. Ford, the most awarded brand for initial quality among trucks by J.D. Power.
So it's been about 4 weeks now in the mall, and it's not great.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We also need a gym.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of this morning's temperatures. Folks, it is brisk outside this morning. We're in the teens and 20s up in the Cascades, 14 degrees right now at White Pass. Then for the Kittitas Valley, mid-20s up and down the valley, 27 degrees. In Ellensburg, we're a little bit closer to 30 in the Yakima Valley, 31 for Yakima, 32 for Sunnyside. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, pretty much what we're seeing in the Yakima Valley. We're right at freezing for the Tri-Cities, and for Benton City, a little bit colder than that for Connell. For the Blue Foothills, 19 degrees for Pilot Rock, but the rest of us mostly in the 20s, right at 30 for Milton Freewater. And then for the highest terrain of the Blue Mountains, we're seeing mostly teens, although some low 20s there for Cabbage Hill on the Interstate 84. Okay, here is your day planner forecast for this Wednesday for Hermiston. It's going to be gray all throughout the day. High temperatures stuck in the mid-30s. Where have you heard that before from me for the last couple weeks or so at this point? Now, maybe we could see a little bit more sunshine as we head into Friday. So here's the setup. We continue to be dominated by this area of high pressure in the Pacific Northwest. That's why we haven't seen any active weather over the past couple weeks or so. But there is this area of low pressure That's going to pass us late on Thursday into early on Friday. It's a very weak boundary. It's not going to provide us any precip chances, but it might do just barely enough to mix up our atmosphere to break us out of this pattern, at least temporarily. We'll see how that pans out. Otherwise, the forecast is going to be abnormally dry for this time of the year. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 5:15 now, and taking a look at news from around the world this morning. President Trump scheduled to meet with NATO's allies today at the World Economic Summit.
But the president is getting a delayed start to his trip after Air Force One was forced to turn around for what they're saying was a minor electrical issue. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the details on the president's much-awaited visit.
Overnight, Air Force One forced to turn back after a minor electrical issue. President Trump switching planes ahead of a World Economic Summit speech in Davos, Switzerland, where Greenland is expected to be a major focus. Ahead of the speech, the president shared his threats once again for the U.S. to take over the Danish territory.
How far are you willing to go to acquire Greenland?
You'll find out.
The president now threatening to impose new tariffs on NATO allies, including a 10% import tax starting in February on goods from certain European countries. In response, the financial markets taking a nosedive on Tuesday. French President Emmanuel Macron, alongside many of his European peers, are pushing back on the president's threats.
We need more stability in this world, but we do prefer respect to bullies.
The president now downplaying tensions with Macron and other leaders.
I think I get along very well with them. I mean, they always treat me well. They get a little bit rough when they're, when I'm not around. But when I'm around, they treat me very nicely.
And this morning, President Trump's threats against Greenland are top of mind for business leaders all around the world.
Yesterday, the Dow tumbled more than 850 points, and the dollar slid as fallout from the insecurity shocked the stock market. We'll keep you updated. The president has landed, and we'll, of course, follow his travels throughout the day.
And keep it here, because coming up next, Josh Colbreth is back with that first alert full weather forecast. It's all coming up in just a few minutes.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
You know what's great about the January sell-off at Furniture Row? Everything is on sale with savings up to 50%. Shop and save on every bedroom group, every dining set, every sofa, every mattress. Every single thing in the store is priced to go, from the lamps to the rugs and even the pillows. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Or make your cash go further with 60 months no-interest financing. The January sell-off, on now at Furniture Row.
And Consumer Reports.
We're testers.
This organization accepts no advertising or sponsorship.
Since 1936.
Testing dishwashers, TVs, cars, vacuums.
We buy directly from stores, just like you.
Making sure products are safe.
And that they last.
Because we're advocates.
Engineers and scientists. We're testers. We're Consumer Reports.
Join us.
January is Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. Early stage cervical cancer can have no symptoms, so start getting tested at age 25. More at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, sponsored by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Great Train Show steams into the Tri-Cities at the Benton County Fairgrounds on January 24th and 25th. There are 2 riding trains, including a Thomas the Tank Engine riding train for kids, a play area, and train videos to watch, along with operating model trains on display. There are exhibitors from across the country with all types of trains and toys for sale. Don't miss the show at the Benton County Fairgrounds in Kennewick, Washington. For tickets and more information, visit trainshow.com.
When looking at your meal, you must always make sure there's enough sauce for every single bite.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece Chicken McNuggets for only $6.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It will continue to be a chilly forecast as we'll keep highs about 5 degrees colder than normal for this time of the year. So not too abnormal, but still technically colder than normal. So for today, for the Tri-Cities, it's going to be gray. And yeah, we'll be cold. High temperatures are going to be stuck in the mid-30s. So just another gray and gloomy day, and another day where you should have plenty of free time to download the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. You can see hour by hour temperatures and precip chances and wind gust. And of course, not many precip chances to see here as of late. But eventually, later this winter, that interactive radar feature will come in quite handy. Okay, here are those forecast highs over the next 7 days for the Tri-Cities. We'll keep it in the mid to upper 30s through Sunday, and then finally back into the low to mid 40s for Monday and Tuesday. The warmest day in the forecast is going to be Tuesday, and that high is only 44 degrees, and that's only going to be a couple degrees warmer than normal. So no real fluctuations when it comes to that. Overnight low is going to be getting very cold for Friday night and Saturday night, down into the upper teens, which will be about 10 degrees colder than normal. Now, eventually things will rebound. We'll be back into the mid-20s by the nights of Monday and Tuesday next week. The forecast continues to stay dry over the next 7 days because we have these dominant areas of high pressure that are just shielding the Pacific Northwest from any active weather at all. So fingers crossed that this pattern eventually breaks down, because we need the active weather. We really need the snowfall up in the mountains, which are suffering very badly right now. Just to underscore, no precip chances for the Tri-Cities over the next 7 days. Yesterday, model chances were suggesting like 10%, 20% chances for next week. Even that's been taken away from us. So this is tough. Hopefully, the momentum can switch up here sometime soon. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Gray for the next couple days, but perhaps more sunshine by Friday. In Yakima, a dry forecast with highs mostly staying in the 30s. For Ellensburg, highs hover around freezing through Sunday, then slightly warmer to start next week. For Hermiston, our pattern will continue to be static over the next 7 days. And finally, for Walla Walla, the only shower chance we have for lower elevations at all will be in the foothills on Monday, and it's only a 10% chance.
I see some teens in there, and teens are scary.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, no. Uh-oh. Got to get the heater in here, the heated parka, the heated socks,
all the
heated gloves.
But still so dry.
Very dry, and we'll have an update on those climate numbers on Friday.
Yeah.
And thankfully for our seasonal rainfall numbers, we built up a pretty good cushion. I'm not too concerned about that, but man alive, the mountain snowpack, it's looking pretty tough.
Yeah, all right. Well, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up,
Dr. Pepper bang is good and nice. Doo-doo-doo.
Doo-doo-doo. Oh, I loved that. A catchy TikTok jingle goes from just for fun to a national Dr. Pepper commercial, and now the creator is cashing in with even more brand deals. Coming up, we're going to check out the story behind the viral moment after the break.
Built for early mornings, long days, and whatever comes next, the Chevy Silverado is the truck that gets it done, day after day. At McCurley Chevrolet, we've got a huge inventory of Silverados. More trucks, more choices, ready to drive home today. Lease for just $329 a month, or lock in low 1.9% financing. And when you buy with McCurley, it's easy, honest, and hassle-free from start to finish. McCurley Chevrolet, your way home.
Okay, bye.
I met a cute poodle outside.
Oh, really?
She said everyone's talking about you and how you work for free. That can't be true.
Sure it is. When you're injured and have the heavy hitter on your team, we win or it's free.
Free?
Yeah. You don't pay us a penny unless we win for you.
That's doggone crazy.
Hello? Yeah, sure. That cute poodle you were talking to wants to have a play date.
Let's go.
The heavy hitter is one for you. Call 853-2222.
I'm a real wild one.
Some days are the fun days. The days you get to go wild. Which makes the Ford Ranger perfect for you. Made to haul. Made for the trail. And made for any wild idea you've got. Get a wild deal on a Ranger today. Lease a 2025 Ford Ranger Super Crew 4x4 for just $279 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Some people believe they can stop cervical cancer screening when they stop having children. Not true. You should keep getting tested until you turn 65. More at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, sponsored by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
The outdoors come indoors at the 32nd Annual Tri-City Sportsman Show, January 23rd, 24th, and 25th at the Hapo Center in Pasco. See the live reptiles at the Brad's World Reptile exhibit. Check out the hourly hunting and fishing seminars. Kids can fish at Lunker Lake. See the trophies of the Northwest Big Game Display. 2 buildings full of exhibitors, boats, RVs, pickups, ATVs, and more. It's the Tri-City Sportsman Show, January 23rd through 25th in Pasco. Don't miss it.
Prosser's most colorful adventure is at Splat It. Throw paint, get messy, and have a blast. For kids, adults, parties, and nights out, Splat It has it all. Book now at splatitnw.com.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now are sponsored by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
Welcome back. Check this out this morning. From a phone recording to primetime TV, it all started with a TikTok, a simple jingle, and a creator who was just messing around online.
Now this catchy tune has turned into a national commercial, airing in front of tens of millions of viewers and changing one creator's life almost overnight.
From remix videos to major brand deals, it's a viral moment that just keeps growing. Now this morning, ABC's Hannah Battah has the story on how one TikTok made it to one of the biggest nights in sports.
From TikTok, Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Doo-doo-doo.
To a national TV commercial with an audience of tens of millions. TikTok creator Romeo Bingham shared the initial jingle idea last month, saying it was posted impulsively. But soon the jingle went viral.
Dr. Pepper, baby, it's so cold out.
Some making remixes.
Dr. Pepper, baby.
This mom using it to comfort her baby.
It's good and nice. Doo-doo-doo.
Subway, Popeyes, and Wingstop were among the many big brands who reached out as the original video racked up 40 million views. The real Dr. Pepper also responding, writing, "Hold on, you might be onto something."
Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Doo-doo-doo.
Well, that something turned out to be a TV commercial on one of sports' biggest nights.
Deciding to make the ad had to be an easy decision for Dr. Pepper, but actually pulling it off as quickly as they did within a month of the clip going viral, that's hard. That takes a lot of pieces working in concert.
Dr. Pepper licensed the jingle for this ad during the College Football National Championship.
That's a big game. That's a big audience. That time comes at a premium, and Dr. Pepper capitalized on it.
The 25-year-old soaking in the moment.
And the award for Best National Championship Commercial about Dr. Pepper goes to Romeo and Dr. Pepper!
And cashing in. Bingham now has snagged another partnership deal.
Vita Coco, you'll go loco, cause it's so dang delicioso. Boom, boom.
Well, that'll be stuck in our head.
I love
all
it so
day.
much.
I love the little doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. You know what, Jade, you're always doing random jingles. I just need to record you more, and then you can have your moment, and then go viral, and then I want royalties.
Absolutely.
Because I'm recording you.
Yes,
yeah.
No, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It's like an agent fee.
Yeah, exactly. But I love that. I love everything about her.
It's been a while since we've had like a new catchy jingle. I think the last one's probably
Reese's Puffs?
I think the last one's probably the Burger King Whopper, Whopper, Junior Whopper. I think that was probably
I don't even know that one.
last
I think
one.
Arby's has a good jingle. I can't remember it now.
What about
I had it and then I forgot it.
It's always something.
Why can't I remember it?
We're gonna have
Never
to.
mind.
We're gonna have to deep dive. Is it about the meat?
They have the meat.
They just say we have the meats. There's another
That's
one,
not
isn't
a
there?
jingle, that's
Okay,
one of the
never mind. I'm out of here.
I like it all. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Hermiston continuing to expand with new housing and development projects. Coming up, we're going to explain how the city is balancing economic growth with the need for more homes.
And with population and development on the rise in Boardman, the city is rolling out a major update to its transportation plan. Stay with us to see how everybody could benefit from this long-term roadmap. Details are in your next half hour, but first, your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Snap settles a social media addiction lawsuit. The case was brought by a teenager who claims Snap and other platforms left her addicted and damaged her mental health. Terms were not disclosed. TikTok, Meta, and YouTube are defendants in the same case. The trial is set for next week. Next, OpenAI is rolling out an age prediction tool to determine if a user is a minor. It uses factors including how long an account has existed and when the account is active. If ChatGPT incorrectly finds someone is underage, they will need to submit a selfie to prove themselves. And finally, Adobe is rolling out new AI-powered tools for its video editing software, Premiere and After Effects. One new feature improves how editors can track moving people or objects in their video clips, making the task more precise and 20 times faster. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Sophie Flay. Have a great day.
I'm the guy sitting next to your girl on the kiss cam.
This game just got a lot more interesting.
Sheila? Mom? And if you don't have the right home coverage, you might have to kiss your savings goodbye. Let's go, beat it. Switch to Allstate and you could save hundreds. What are you waiting for? Make your move before I do.
Be the one thing that can change everything. Be bold. Be authentic. In a world where you can be anything. Be love. Be love. Be love. Be love. Pandora.
Mopping is hard work.
A man's size.
Then I tried the Swiffer Power Mop. It has a built-in solution that breaks down dirt on contact. Plus, its 360-degree swivel head cleans up along baseboards and even behind the toilet. Bye-bye, bucket. With the Swiffer Power Mop.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Wednesday morning. Thanks for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Josh Colbert.
Too cold.
Cold.
It's just too cold.
It's too cold. And it's just like no fun to be outside.
Well, that's the thing.
It's gloomy on top of that.
It's gloomy and cold. If the cold was coming with something fun, like snow or
the mountains,
then okay,
hey,
I can handle the cold.
Yeah.
But now it's like for nothing.
Yeah. And like, the forecast is really stagnant when I'm spending big chunks of time talking about the clouds. But like, you can kind of see it on people's faces right now. We miss the sunshine. We kind of need it. There's a little opportunity that maybe we could see some on Friday.
Ooh.
Let's go ahead and talk about that.
We'll take what we can get.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, staying overcast. We know we're going to stay overcast through tomorrow, at least. Fridays when it gets a little bit more interesting. It's going to continue to be cold, high staying in the 30s through this weekend. And the forecast, unfortunately, is staying abnormally dry for this time of the year. So clouds, nearly a guarantee through tomorrow. But here's where it gets a little bit more interesting for Friday, okay? So high pressure continues to dominate the Pacific Northwest. That is what's keeping our weather just so calm, abnormally calm for this time of the year. But there is this low pressure system that could skirt by our area for late Thursday into early on Friday. When you hear low pressure, think more active weather. So this is going to be a very weak storm system. It's not going to provide us any precip chances, but as it passes by our area, it might do just enough to break up the inversion layer. All that to say, there's a low end chance we could see a little bit of sunshine into Friday and Saturday. We'll see how it pans out. Otherwise, I mean, nothing's changed about this. The forecast staying very, very dry for this time of the year. We'll talk more about this coming up a little bit later in the show.
Josh, thanks so much. We begin this half hour of news in Hermiston, where the city saw significant economic growth in 2025. And with that growth comes an increasing demand for housing. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert spoke with city officials about plans to expand market rate housing options.
A year-end report from the city of Hermiston shows continued investment in housing, business development, and major construction projects. In 2025 alone, the city approved 130 new housing units, all single-family homes, a number city leaders say reflects strong demand. Officials say the growth is being driven in part by ongoing data center construction and expanding industry across the city, and they don't expect that momentum to slow down anytime soon.
We know from the volume of data center construction activity that's in the pipeline, I think we see that data center construction pipeline lasting at least another decade.
While Hermiston has historically had little trouble attracting home builders, city leaders say the bigger challenge has been bringing in market-rate apartment developers. To help address that gap, the city approved a $1.1 million incentive package in 2025 to support a new apartment project.
We're really excited about that probably coming to fruition here in 2026. And so Council approved that incentive package back in the spring of 2025, and so we continued to work with that developer throughout most of 2025, and so we anticipate them to be breaking ground sometime here in 2026, and so that'll be about a 276-unit apartment complex. That's really large for us.
Morgan says Hermiston hasn't seen a significant market rate apartment development in nearly a decade, and he says those types of housing options are critical for the city to continue attracting and retaining workers.
From a community development standpoint, having market rate housing available is huge. Market rate rental housing is huge for us to be able to start to build that pipeline of people that eventually become homeowners.
Hermiston city officials tell me that while Hermiston has seen lots of economic growth, the need for housing with that growth has also started to climb. However, city officials tell me that getting builders to come to the city hasn't always been easy.
The single biggest factor driving that is they will tell us, sure, we can make money building in Hermiston, but I can make more money right now building in Bend or Portland. And so that's frustrating because they're saying, like, sure, you have a need and I could make money in Hermiston, but right now I can just make more money building somewhere else.
City leaders say Hermiston is focused on growing its housing supply alongside its economy to keep pace with demand. In Hermiston, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
And city officials say that expanding apartment options will also help keep workers in Hermiston and support continued economic growth for years to come.
5:36 and staying in Oregon, the city of Boardman has officially approved a new transportation plan. The new system sets the course for how people will get around the city. Leaders say this plan replaces one that had been in place for over 2 decades. Since that initial plan, Boardman has seen major population growth with new housing and commercial developments, as well as continued expansion at the Port of Morrow. The newly approved plan is designed to guide transportation improvements over the next 20 years, and that's with the focus on safer streets and better connections, while also providing more options for drivers, pedestrians, cyclists, and any other transit users. Officials say the plan prioritizes access to schools, parks, shopping areas, and major employment centers while supporting regional transit and future growth.
Just helps us plan for the future, what we need to look for in streets and various things.
Officials say the plan will now serve as a roadmap for future transportation projects as Boardman continues to grow.
And closer to home, Congress just approving a record-breaking budget. We're going to talk more about that coming up in just a minute. It looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulty, but we are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking sports. With 13 wins and only 1 loss, the Riverhawks are proving why they're a top team in the state. We're going to see how practice and experience are fueling their playoff run. Talking sports.
And also have another look at your weather forecast, so keep it right here.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now are sponsored by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
Oh yeah, he knows Michael. And he knows what it takes to win Super Bowls. Now this morning, Eli Manning's bringing it to GMA. And wait till you hear Eli's take on the race for this Super Bowl. This morning on GMA and stream on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Driving the Nissan Kicks with intelligent all-wheel drive is like what you want, what you want, what you want, what you want, what you want in me. The best seat in the house. See why it's been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy 5 years in a row. Drive the reimagined Nissan Kicks today. Now get a low $309 per month lease or get up to $1,000 customer cash on the 2026 Nissan Kicks.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
And Consumer Reports.
We're testers.
This organization accepts no advertising or sponsorship.
Since 1936.
Testing dishwashers, TVs, cars, vacuums.
We buy directly from stores, just like you.
Making sure products are safe.
And that they last.
Because we're advocates.
Engineers and scientists. We're testers. We're Consumer Reports.
Join us.
January is Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. Even if you've been vaccinated against HPV, keep getting screened for cervical cancer until age 65. More at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, sponsored by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Is your body sending you an SOS? If you have high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes, your kidneys could be warning you about increased risks like heart attack or stroke. Don't miss the hidden signal. Ask your doctor about a UACR urine test.
Apple Valley News Now's Young Hearts thanks Shelby's Floral and Hapo Community Credit Union for supporting Bikes for Tykes. If you know a child who needs a bike but can't afford one, click Bikes for Tykes on our website. From Shelby's Floral, Hapo Community Credit Union, and Apple Valley News Now.
So it's been about 4 weeks now in the mall, and it's not great.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We also need a gym.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Here's a current look at temperatures as you headed out the front door on this Wednesday morning, and you can see teens in 20s and 30s, so no fun, but just got to layer up and you'll be okay as you head out the front door. Okay, here is your hourly forecast for this Wednesday for the Yakima Valley, and you notice a trend here, a theme, similar to many of the forecasts we've had as of late. No sunshine, all cloudy icons across the page, and high temperatures are going to be stuck in the mid-30s, which is about 5 degrees colder than normal for this time of the year. Here's your forecast for this Wednesday for the Cascades. Even the Cascades not going to see a lot of sunshine for today, as opposed to the sunshine that we saw at the beginning of the week. And then for the Kittitas Valley, many of us going to have a hard time even making it above freezing. I'm going with a forecast high of freezing in Ellensburg, right at 32. Then for the Yakima Valley, a touch warmer as opposed to the Kittitas Valley, but still only in the mid-30s. For the lower Columbia Basin, also will be in the mid-30s, no sunshine to be found. And for the Blue Foothills, it's going to be the same forecast, a little bit colder as opposed to the Basin. And for the Yakima Valley, these temperatures are going to be similar to what we're seeing in the Kittitas Valley, right around that freezing threshold of 32 degrees. And then for the highest elevations of the Blue Mountains, this is where we'll have the best shot of seeing some sunshine, go with partly cloudy skies. Highs going to range from the 30s to the 40s. And unfortunately, that high pressure that's been dominating the Pacific Northwest is going to stay in place, keeping the forecast dry. So we'll talk about this and if perhaps there's any relief in the forecast. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 542 talking sports. High school basketball playoffs are less than a month away, and Chiawana is one team looking to make their mark.
Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable spoke with the team after their latest win.
The Chiawana Riverhawks are one of the best basketball teams in the state. Ranked 6th in Washington by the WIAA, the Riverhawks' success comes down to a team effort.
I've been doing this for quite some time, and most of the time you lack depth. Most teams don't have the depth that we are very fortunate to have. And so there's definitely, it's tough some nights as a head coach with 10, 11 able bodies, you know, because every day in practice I watch the second team really give the first team everything they want.
In their latest win against Hermiston, 11 different players scored. Their bench scored 30 points, showing their team's depth.
When we need a basket, we can literally count on anybody to score. And then if we need a defensive stop, we can literally count on anybody. So it's good to have that. And, you know, this is probably all around one of the best teams I've ever played with. So I'm just happy to be a part of it, and I can't wait to keep playing and see what happens in state.
Last year, Chiawana finished 4th in their district, just 2 wins away from making the state tournament. They look to use what they learned last year to help fuel their run this season.
We have a very mature team, experienced team, and so they remember their games last year when we played Gonzaga Prep, when we played Meade, and so they know what's coming, and that's obviously a good thing to have because they understand why we're doing what we're doing in practice and why we expect the intensity to be high.
And so far, they are right where they want to be. With 13 wins and just 1 loss on the season, this team is ready to prove themselves in the playoffs. In Pasco, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
And Chiawana is coming off a 75-43 win in their last game.
And up next, they face a tough weekend against both Kamiakin and Kennewick High School. Good luck to them.
Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We have your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning. 5:44 on this Wednesday, giving you a live look outside from our Dust Devils camera in Pasco. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert is going to have your full First Alert forecast.
Let Schweitzer be your next winter getaway. Because at Schweitzer, your best day can start in the village or at the summit and everywhere in between. Explore Schweitzer. All days, always.
For 50 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, spreading love and beauty for every occasion. This Valentine's season, express your heart with our stunning custom floral arrangements, vibrant live plants, elegant silk florals, and charming home decor. Our experienced designers are passionate about helping you create the perfect bouquet that says I love you in an unforgettable way. Visit us today on Clearwater in Kennewick. Celebrating love is what we do best, and we can't wait to help you make this Valentine's Day extra special. Shelby's Floral, we're more than just your flower shop.
Home isn't just walls and a roof, it's where hope begins. With Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity, you can build that home together with people who care. Our path to ownership is affordable and supportive, with education and partnership at every step. Wondering if you qualify? Fill out our online application. We are building in Benton and Franklin counties and in Walla Walla. Apply online today. Let's build the place you'll call home.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Yakima. One weekend only. Yakima Sundo. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age, featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground and a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. This weekend only. Yakima Sundo. Tickets at dinosauradventure.com.
Okay guys, long trip. Everybody got everything? Luggage? Passports? Verky, you got your passport?
Let Schweitzer be your next winter getaway. A place where the views are as good as the company. And the skiing is as electric as the experience. Explore Schweitzer. All days, always.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It will continue to be cold through this weekend, and even into next week. We're not necessarily going to be warm, but at least the high temperature is going to jump back up into the 40s as opposed to the 30s. Here's what that's going to look like for today in the Yakima Valley. High temperature is going to be stuck in the mid 30s and a whole bunch of clouds all throughout the day, just like what we've seen over the past week. I know you all want to see sunshine. Eventually, maybe one day we'll see it again, but it is just not going to be for today or tomorrow. Of course, you can see all the weather variables you could dream up: temperatures, precip chances, wind gusts, visibility, sky coverage, all that for your exact home address by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. Here, those forecast highs for the Yakima Valley over the next 7 days will be stuck in the mid to upper 30s through Monday, and then finally some 40s by next Tuesday, but it's only low 40s and only 1 degree warmer than normal for the middle to late parts of January. Then in terms of those overnight lows, getting very cold for Friday and Saturday night, 17 and 18 degrees respectively. And then eventually we do start to trend a little bit warmer for the nights of Monday and Tuesday of next week, back into the mid-20s, which will place us back at around normal values for this time of the year. The forecast going to stay abnormally dry for January, as we have those areas of high pressure that are just dominating the Pacific Northwest. When you hear high pressure, think sort of like a weather force field. It keeps all the active weather away from us, and It's been like that for the past couple weeks or so, and it looks like it's going to stay in place at least over the next 7 days. Here are those precip chances for the Yakima Valley: 0, 0, 0. You kind of get the gist. Hopefully one day we'll see something else on this graphic because we need it. The seasonal rainfall numbers not too bad. We built up enough of a cushion, but those mountain snowpack numbers are very, very bad. So hopefully we can flip the momentum and start to run up the score in that regard. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Gray for the next couple days, but perhaps some more sunshine by Friday. In Yakima, a dry forecast with highs mostly staying in the 30s. Then for Ellensburg, highs hover around freezing through Sunday, then slightly warmer to start next week. For Hermiston, our pattern will continue to be static over the next 7 days. And finally, for Walla Walla, the only shower chance we have at all for lower elevations over the next 7 days is going to be on Monday. And look at that. It's only a pitiful 10% chance.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 5:50, time for your morning sprint, starting with the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. Hundreds gathered at John Down Plaza in Richland for a Free America walkout protest against President Trump and immigration enforcement. Demonstration began peacefully around 2 o'clock yesterday with participants holding signs and sharing messages of concern. A small group of counter-protesters arrived later with a microphone, sparking some back and forth, but no violence occurred. Organizers say the event is a part of a nationwide movement and plan additional gatherings in the coming weeks.
And 170 employees at MultiCare Hospital in Yakima are now on day 4 of their strike over lost benefits and wages. The hospital says it's operating like normal. They have temporary staff filling in. Negotiations have not yet resumed, but a meeting is scheduled for Friday. The hospital says their proposal offers competitive wages and benefits, and we'll keep you updated on what happens at Friday's meeting.
It looks like they got some.
Take a look at this video. Fire crews responded Monday night to a blaze at Aqua Tequillas on North 1st Street. It's the former Gasparetti's location. The fire, which might have been started in the ceiling with the HVAC system, burned into the early morning hours. Firefighters worked to control hot spots and prevent damage to nearby buildings. The restaurant had just celebrated its 2-year anniversary and had been remodeled just last year. Luckily, no injuries were reported, but the cause still under investigation.
And Benton County's special election is right around the corner, and ballots will be mailed out today. Residents can expect those in their mailbox within 2 to 3 days. And this ballot will have levies for schools in Richland, Kennewick, and even some in Grandview. Some reminders for voters: make sure your signature matches the one on file, and make sure you drop it off in time.
And after a special meeting, Sunnyside City Council voted 5-2 to extend the interim city manager's contract. The extension is pending final contract negotiations and council approval. During debate, council members discussed the future of city leadership and operational continuity. While the duration of the contract is still under negotiation, city leaders say the measure ensures the municipality continues to run smoothly during the transition period.
Now to your national headlines this morning. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has accepted President Donald Trump's invitation to be a part of the Board of Peace. This committee will oversee the rebuilding of Gaza. Trump previously suggested that this board could potentially replace the United Nations. Leaders from dozens of other countries, including China and Russia, have also received invites to the board. Also last week, the White House announced a founding executive board. Among those included Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner and Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
In your business headlines at 5:53 this morning, Netflix has reached a new milestone as it looks to buy part of Warner Brothers Discovery. In a shareholder letter on Tuesday, Netflix reported it had more than 325 million global paid subscribers at the end of the fourth quarter in 2025, and that's up from just over 301 million in 2024. According to the streaming service, its ad revenue exceeded $1.5 billion last year. Netflix also announcing plans to raise its content spending this year by 10%. And in more business headlines this morning, a Department of Government Efficiency employee sharing Social Security data without the knowledge of agency officials and in violation of security protocols. It's coming from a Justice Department court filing that was filed Tuesday. It said the Social Security Administration is still not able to determine what information was shared through a third-party server that's not approved to store agency records. It's also not known whether that data still exists on the server.
In your health headlines, the CDC says losing the country's measles elimination status would not be a major concern. CDC officials held a briefing yesterday saying imported measles cases are expected due to international travel. They note elimination status is only lost if the virus continues spreading within the U.S. for more than a year. Measles was declared eliminated in the U.S. in 2000. However, the Pan American Health Organization could reconsider the U.S. status when it meets in April.
In science news this morning, after nearly 3 decades with NASA, astronaut Suni Williams is turning in her spacesuit. Williams joined NASA in 1998 and set several spaceflight records during her time with the agency. She logged 608 days in space in her career, which stands in second place in the NASA record books behind Penny Whiston. Williams' most recent mission was on the Boeing Starliner with fellow astronaut Butch Wilmore. The two were supposed to spend roughly a week up at the International Space Station, but it ended up being a stay of nearly 10 months. That was due to some technical issues with the Starliner vehicle. Williams and Wilmore both repeatedly said they enjoyed their extended time in outer space. Now both are retired from NASA following that Starliner voyage.
I would too.
They said
after that. Yeah, like we had enough time there. Yeah, time to
I'm good.
Round it here on Earth. Well, now trending this morning, a collection of at least 10 documents from the National Archives is going on tour for America's 250th birthday.
Yeah, a 737 called the Freedom Plane will take them to museums in several U.S. cities. The documents are mostly lesser-known relics from early American history.
Things like George Washington's signed oath of allegiance to the Continental Army and the Treaty of Paris, which ended the Revolutionary War.
Cities on the tour include Kansas City, Atlanta, LA, Houston, Denver, Miami, Detroit, and Seattle.
Very cool. Stuff like that, you don't even know it exists, and then you the history behind all of it.
I would like to see something like that.
Really cool.
I think Nicolas Cage is probably watching
that
somewhere
is
with,
what I
with
thought.
invested
I'm going to
interest.
steal the Declaration of Independence.
I'm coming to get it.
Yeah, all those documents.
All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, Congress approves a historic $3.2 billion funding package for Hanford's nuclear cleanup. Coming up, we're going to break down what that money will go towards and why it's important for decades-long projects.
And speaking of historic price tags, it's been called the greatest stamp discovery in modern history, and now it's going up for auction. We'll tell you the significance behind these stamps and why they're expected to bring in millions. That's in your 6 o'clock hour. And Josh, what are you tracking?
I'm trying to track stuff. Well, we got the high pressure of the Pacific Northwest, which means we have some gray, gloomy conditions. Will this pattern ever break apart? We'll talk about that coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.